Hello, everybody. Here we go. This is 3.4 multiplying mixed numbers. So it's, essentially just like multiplying our fractions, but we have an extra step in the beginning. So I'm going to remind us of two things here, how to go from our mixed numbers, to improper fractions. And how to go from improper fractions to mixed numbers. Okay, so mixed to improper, let's do, 3 and 2 over 3. That's actually the first one we're going to do right there. So what we need to do, the formula for this is that we are going to have, I'll write down the formula right here, denominator times whole number. I'm going to have enough room, plus numerator all over the denominator. Okay, let me erase this line. Let's get us a new line right here. Okay, so that's our formula for going from mixed to improper fractions. The denominator multiplied by the whole number plus the numerator all over the denominator. So in this case, we're going to go 3 times 3 plus 2 all over 3. So 3 times 3 is 9, plus 2 is 11, and it's all over. Let me show those steps. Sorry about that. Let's go 3 times 3 plus 2 all over 3, and that equals 11 over 3. Okay, so that's the one we're going to do the most, but often our answer is going to end up in an improper fraction, so we're going to have to swap it back to a mixed number. So if we have an improper fraction, why not? Let's just use 11 over 3. We need to find out how many ones can we pull out of this. And I want to show you, this essentially could look like, here's another way to show this. 3 over 3 plus 3 over 3 plus 3 over 3 plus 2 over 3. If you're remember, if you're adding a fraction, the denominator stays the same and you just add the numerators. So this is, we've essentially pulled out, this is 1. Remember, any number divided by itself is 1. This is 1. This is 1. And what we have left over is the 2 over 3. So now we have 3, 1, 2, 3, and what we have left over, 2 over 3. So you just kind of ask yourself, how many of these kind of like full numbers can we pull out of there? If you were buying something, you had $11 and, each thing costs $3, it's like, how many times can you buy that thing and how much would you have left over? Okay, so let's do these questions. We want to use estimation, which suggested estimate is closer to the given product. Remember, a product is the answer to a multiplication question, okay? So is this answer going to be closer to 3 or 8? We have a 3 multiplied by 1. You might be tempted to say, okay, 3 times 1, it's going to be close to 3. However, if we look at the fractions, 7 over 9 is pretty close to 9 over 9. It's pretty close to a full one. So we are actually kind of closer to 2. And here, 2 over 3, it's pretty close to half. It's a little bit over. It would be, actually 3.66 repeating. So we're kind of closer to 4 in a way. So our answer is going to be closer to 8 if we're going to estimate. So now let's do that. First, we need to convert from our mixed numbers to our improper fractions. We already did this one. This one was 11 over 3, so 3 times 3 plus 2. times, okay, let's do 9 times 1, that's 9, plus 7 is 16 over 9. Okay, and now we can multiply the tops, multiply the bottoms. I don't think that there's anything that goes into 11 that also goes into 9, no. And nothing I think that goes into 3 that also goes into 16. So let's multiply the tops and multiply the bottoms. I need a calculator for this. It's going to be a big number. So 11 times 16 equals 176 over 3 times 9 is 27. I don't know if they have any common factors. I mean, 3 can go into 27, 9 can go in there. Let's see. Let's try 176 divided by 27. No, 6 and some left over. So let's try that first. That might make it easier. So I know it can go in there 6 times, and what do we have left over? So let's go 6 times 27 equals 162, and 162 subtract 176 is going to give us 8 plus 14 over 27. And then is there anything that goes into each? I don't think so, honestly. I mean, we have 14. What goes into 14 is 1, 2, 7, 14. I don't think there's anything else. And 27, we have 1, 3, 9, 27. I don't think there's anything else. So no, I guess that would be our final answer. Okay, here we are. Next question. Let's make an estimate. Is it closer to 8 or 15? We have 2 times 4. Is that going to be close to 8, or is it going to be more like kind of like 3 times 5? Well, 1 over 18 is pretty darn close to 4. I mean, 1 over 18 is not a very big fraction, so it's not going to affect our 4 that much. So this is pretty close to 4. And then 2 over 5, it's less than half. So I would say that it is going to kind of make it a little bit above 8, but not that much more. So I'm going to say that we are for sure going to be closer to 8 than 15, and I would say a little bit above it. So let's try. Let's convert it first to an improper fraction. So 5 times 2 plus 2. So 5 times 2 is 10, plus 2 is 12, all over the same denominator, times, this is going to be a bigger number, 18 times 4 is 72, plus 1, 73 over 18. Okay, so we've got some big numbers here. So it's going to be helpful if we look diagonal and see if there's anything that we can cross reduce. So 5 and 73, no, they don't have any common factors, but 12 and 18 do. I know that 6 can go into each of these. So I'm going to divide each by 6. 12 divided by 6 is 2, and 18 divided by 6 is 3. So now we have slightly more manageable numbers. I'm still going to use my calculator. 73 times 2, 146. 146 over 5 times 3 is 15. And now, I'm still not sure how many times 15 goes into 146. Did I say 76 before? 146 divided by 15 equals 9 and something. So I know that it's going to go evenly in there 9 times, and we're going to have some left over. So what I do, I go 9 times 15. That gives us 135. So now I want to find out what's the difference between 135 and 146. Okay. So you can, if you want to do that in your head, you can also, my voice, minus it. 135, there you go, 11 over 15. So that's our final answer. So there you go. I feel like I made a pretty good prediction. Yeah, it was going to be closer to 8, but a little bit above it. I'm going to do 2 more, and then these 2 maybe you folks can do in class, and then I'll go over them with you in class. So let's start by converting first. We have to go 5 times 2 plus 3. So 10 plus 3 is 13 over 5 times 2 times 1 is 2 plus 1 is 3 over 2. We can look if we can cross reduce, but no, 5 and 3 don't have common factors, and 13 and 2 don't have any common factors. So we can't actually cross reduce. We can just do 13 times 3, which is 39, over 5 times 2, which is 10. And looking at this, I know that 10 can come out of 39 3 times. That brings us to 30 with 9 over 10 left over. Okay, so that would be our final answer there. Let's do one more. I'm going to go 8 times 4 plus 6. 8 times 4 is 32, plus 6 is going to be 38. That's all over 8 still. Times 3 times 3 plus 2 is 11 over 3. And can this cross reduce? I don't think so. I don't think 8 and 11 have any common factors, and I don't think 3 and 38 have any common factors. So let's multiply straight across. I'm going to go 38 times 11, 418, over 8 times 3 is 24. So now I'll show you how I do this. I go 418 divided by 24, and this is going to give us, so that 17 is going to be our big number, and the 0.41666 repeating is going to be our fraction. So I go 17 times 24 to get us how many whole times, how many like whole numbers of 24 are we going to take out? We're going to take out 408 out of our 418. So that means we're going to have 10 left over 24. And finally, 10 and 24 are both even. So I know that I can divide each of these by 2. And so what we're left over, what our final answer is 17 and 5 over 12. There you go. Okay. I'll give you folks some time to try these on your own, and then I can go over them with you in class. And let's do this final word problem. So Amber made 5 3/4 of a pitcher of iced tea for her friends. They drank 2/3 of the iced tea. How many pitchers of iced tea did they drink? So in a word problem, if we have of, we're often talking about a multiplication question. So you got 5 3/4, and you're trying to find what's 2/3 of that. So you're trying to find 2/3 of 5 3/4. I mean, we're also learning about multiplication, so that's a hint that it's going to be a multiplication question. And this question is asking, how much did they drink? It's not asking how much is left over. Remember, that would be a different fraction. It's asking how much did they drink. So let's convert our fraction first. We are going to go 4 times 5 plus 3. So 4 times 5 is 20, plus 3 is 23, all over 4 times 2 over 3. Now, 3 and 23 don't have any common factors. However, 2 and 4 do. You can divide each of them by 2. So 2 divided by 2 is 1, and 4 divided by 2 is 2. Now we can multiply the tops. 23 times 1 is 23, over 2 times 3 is 6. And now we ask ourselves, how many times can we pull 6 out of 6 out of 23? 6 times 4 is 24, so it can't be 4. But it can be 3 is our big number. 3 times 6 is 18. And what would be left over between 18 and 23 is 5 out of 6. So there you go. Amber and her friends drank 3 and 5/6 of a pitcher of iced tea. There you go. I will let you know what textbook questions I want you to do.